blame them for being disappointed. Inflation is still hurting them badly. For example, I provided for the idea that any black family first-time home buyer should get a $10,000 tax credit to be able to buy their first home so they can get started. I made sure that we're in a situation where all those black families and those black individuals who provided had to take out student loans that were ballooning, that if they were engaged in nursing, doctor, and anything having to do with volunteerism, if they paid their bills for 10 years on their student debt, all the rest is forgiven after 10 years. Millions have benefited from that. And we're going to do a whole lot more for black families.
Thank you. President Trump?
And he caused the inflation. He's blaming inflation, and he's right, it's been very bad. He caused the inflation, and it's killing black families and Hispanic families and just about everybody. It's killing people. They can't buy groceries anymore. They can't. You look at the cost of food where it's doubled and tripled and quadrupled. They can't live. They're not living anymore. He caused this inflation. I gave him a country with essentially no inflation. It was perfect. It was so good. All he had to do is leave it alone. He destroyed it with his Green New scam and all this money that's being thrown out the window. He caused inflation. As sure as you're sitting there, the fact is that his big kill on the black people is the millions of people that he's allowed to come in through the border. They're taking black jobs now, and it could be 18, it could be 19, and even 20 million people. They're taking black jobs, and they're taking Hispanic jobs, and you haven't seen it yet, but you're going to see something that's going to be the worst in our history.
Thank you.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Catacombs. It's been quite a while since I've actually made a video, but anyways, I'm just going to get right into it because I've been actually inspired lately, especially with all the political stuff going on with the election coming up. And I had actually made a video about Biden and the Democrats a while ago regarding the fact that they were not your friends. And they're not. And I'm speaking directly to the black community when I say this, because I've been seeing a lot of things, man, especially during the presidential debate between Donald Trump and Joe Biden. And one of the areas really stands out to me is when Donald Trump he talks about the illegal immigrants taking black jobs.
They're taking the black jobs. People that have had their jobs for a long time are losing their jobs. And Hispanic jobs, people that have had them for a long time, they're losing their jobs.
And the very next day, there was so many black people talking about, what does he mean by black jobs? He's racist. That's just racist. Racist. Even Al Sharpton said that's racist. Black jobs and stuff like that. Even Al Sharpton said some nonsense about the only time there was a black job is during slavery.
But a black job has never been monolithic since slavery, or at least since Jim Crow. So it shows you the mentality of Donald Trump when it comes to blacks.
Like, do y'all not understand what he was trying to say there? To me, he was coming off as they're taking jobs away from black people, illegal immigrants. I mean, when illegal immigrants come over, they are literally, working for less money than what black Americans would work for. So why would I take a job when I know that job is worth $23, $24, $25 an hour? Why would I do that to myself? I know my worth. But an illegal immigrant comes over, immediately their salary goes up because you're going to get paid more here than what you did in the country that they came from. So they come here and they get $12 an hour, $15 an hour. And that's, they like, man, shit, I'll take that. I was getting $7 before. I don't know the economics to that, but everything points to the direction of they're getting paid more here, even if they're getting paid what I wouldn't work for, or what any other black person or white person or any other legal citizen wouldn't work for. So he was saying they were taking black jobs, as in taking jobs away from black people. But the funny thing is, if you actually play that clip a lot longer, he also says they're taking Hispanic jobs. But the funny thing is, Hispanic people in the U.S. aren't up in arms. They aren't saying he's racist. They aren't saying, oh, what does he mean by Hispanic job? Blah, 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 blah. He literally said, and they're taking him Hispanic jobs immediately after he said they're taking black jobs. But the only people that are up in arms, the only people that are calling out racist are black people. In full disclosure, I'm black. All right. I'm not offended by that because I fully understand where the hell he was coming from. It's these race hustlers like Al Sharpton and these people on TikTok and on not just TikTok but any other social media. They really, really just do not like Donald Trump. So no matter what that man says, they're just gonna spin it. That's all I'm seeing right now. It's the same thing in 2020. It's the same thing that happened in 2016. It's just over and over and over again. And these people are just ridiculous. I don't get it, man. It's absolutely ridiculous. I mean, what in the last 3.5 years has Biden done for these people to be going this hard for him? I don't understand what policies he's putting in place. I'm talking to black people, the black community right now. What has Biden done? Now, I've been going back and forth hella times on other social media accounts, commenting and stuff like that. And people telling me that he's done a whole lot. He's done a lot. Well, why is it that I haven't heard about any of it? They say, well, you need to just Google it. I should. If it was so much that he's done, if it was so impactful what he's done, then I would hear about it in passing. Why do I have to go search through the catacombs to try to figure out what the hell this man has done when it comes to black people? I don't get it. Y'all tell me that. If it was such a big and impactful thing, why is it that a person has to go searching it out? I had one lady said that, well, all of the media outlets are ran by racist white people. Really? You're talking about the CNNs, you're talking about the MSNBCs who are fawning over Joe Biden, who go out of their way saying he doesn't have a mental situation. I mean, it took a national debate for however long that debate went on for the world to see that this man has a problem. He's cognitively challenged right now. Now, anybody paying attention, you've seen that he was cognitively challenged for years at this point, especially during his presidency. And it took this debate for people to be like, okay, Gavin Newsom. You know what I'm saying? It's like, come on, man. I just think it's kind of ridiculous at this point that black people are still running behind Joe Biden, given the history, given the crime bill, given the segregationist support. I mean, come on, man. It's just over and blatant. And I had one person tell me that, well, the crime bill was back in the 90s. You know, he's changed and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, and then they say, well, Donald Trump did the Central Park 5. And I'm like, yeah, but that was the 90s too. So you're telling me that things in the past shouldn't matter when it comes to Joe Biden, but things in the past should matter for Trump? I mean, come on. And I'm not the biggest Trump fan. It sounds like it. Even in this video right now, it sounds like it, but it's not the case. You know, I rather we have a third party candidate. I'd rather somebody else get in there. We got two 80-year-old men running for president. I mean, come on. We can't do better than this. But if I had a gun in my head and they say you better vote right now, I'm voting. I wouldn't vote for Biden. Ain't no way. Not after that display. There ain't no way. There's no way he's giving the orders out there. There's no way. And they're talking about, well, how come you haven't if you're gonna replace Biden, why isn't Kamala Harris in the running? She's a black woman. She's not a black woman. She's Indian. Okay, Indian and Jamaican. She is not FBA. She's not ADOS. That woman only started being black when she started running for president. Oh, by the way, did y'all see the BET Awards when she had her appearance talking about, girl, I'm in these streets? Come on, man. That woman does not talk like that on a daily basis, nor has she ever spoken like that before she got into any of these political offices. There's no way in hell that woman talking like that. Sorry, but I just never liked that woman. That woman just doesn't make sense. She doesn't make sense. I had an argument with a family member of mine who said, when I criticized her, I said, what is it about this woman? How are you not going to support her? She's a black woman. She's biracial. She checks all the boxes. The boxes? Cosmetically? That she it's just cosmetically she checks the boxes? What about her policies? This is the thing I'm talking about. There's a lot of black people out there, man, that are politically illiterate. Politically illiterate. And also financially illiterate. They just don't get it. It's one of the reasons why Bill Clinton got a bunch of the black vote. He played a saxophone. Did they read his policies? Did they pay attention to any of that? Nah, they just saw him playing the saxophone. Joe Biden. He was Obama's, vice president. Obama, he was black, but he's biracial. He's white and he's Kenyan. He's not even FBA, but he's the first black president. A non-descendant of slaves is the first black president. Although I have to agree, he honestly looked the part, man. He looked the part. He had a few things that he did all right, but other than that, I mean, come on. Anyway, I will say it now and I'll say it again. The Democrats and Joe Biden are not black America's friend. I don't know why there's so many people that are still brainwashed. It's mind-boggling to me at this point that so many black people still just don't get it. They really don't get it. They really don't see it. But until the next one, y'all be easy.